Good morning, everybody. Johnny, you there? See if I can get you unmuted there. You there, John? See if I can get some sound here. Can you guys hear me okay?
I got you.
Awesome. How are you this morning, John?
Good, man. How are you?
Very, very good. How's business?
Business is cranking.
Cranking.
Right
Awesome.
Vegas in a hotel room.
Where are you at?
Vegas, Las Vegas.
Nice. You doing some classes?
Yeah, got some coaching stuff. Yeah.
Great. So for those of you that don't know Jon Storey quite yet, you're going to know him real well here in about an hour. Jon started out with a title company how many years ago?
I've been in the industry like 15 years.
And you were with that one title company prior?
That one, yeah, that one.
That one. And so that's where I met Jon when we started doing some classes in Arizona together. We were teaching real estate agents, social media, marketing plans, building their business. And Jon really built out quite a following and a great model for branding yourself, for branding your personal name, your face, your personality, who you are on social media, and converting that into business. And there are muddy waters to navigate on social media when you are a licensed professional out there trying to turn people into business. And there's a lot of questions that I know a lot of you have as far as when to post and what kind of stuff, and should I put business on my personal? Should I put personal on my business? Do I use stories? How do I use stories? And Jon's really dialed in on how to do that, how to brand yourself every day. And there are a couple things that we differ on a little bit, but he dives into not putting too much business on your personal page. And that's where you see, if you work for our company, you see that we're giving you content that's not business. It's more fun stuff, but it's got the logo on it. We're branding so that people know what you do, but it's fun stuff that they want to see. You're not boring them to death with DTI and loan to value and that stuff. They're just going to remember at the point in time when someone in their life needs or they need a mortgage, then you're going to be the one that comes top of mind. So Jon is here today. Thank you, Jon, for doing this for us. He's here today to teach us all how to effectively brand yourself on social media. So Jon, with that, the floor is yours.
Floor is mine. All right. What's up, everybody? So I am Jon Storey. Little background on me. Like James said, I was in the title industry. I moved to Arizona about 10 years ago, had to reinvent myself, had a good gig going in Utah because I grew up there. I was an athlete, so I was in the paper, so people knew who I was. My mom was a realtor. She'd been in the industry 30 plus years, so it was kind of predisposed for me. But I took the mold and went opposite of basically everything that ever a real estate coach would ever tell you to, run ads, buy leads, cold call people. And what I found is that I had a better lead conversion because you guys are all about the lead conversion of what you're trying to do, because the more deals you have, the more money you make, the more easier it is. And I'm really excited to do this loan officer one. I teach to realtors 24/7, and I have a few LOs in my program, and they kick ass. But it's really the reality of the perception of loan officers that I get from the hundreds of realtors that have my coaching is that you guys are basically like a used car salesman. And what I mean by used car salesman is there's a huge difference. So if you guys want to take the best nugget you can get, there's a huge difference between selling somebody and closing somebody. Whether it's traditional, whether it's marketing pieces that you send out, whether it's on social media. So what I've learned, and with the people that mentor me, which are some of the top entrepreneurs in the world, the difference between selling and closing is this. Selling is you're just telling people what you think they want to hear. And that's how typically 99.9% of everybody markets out there. You're saying, go do this, we need this, but nobody's really ever asked you that question. The difference between that and closing is you're actually answering your clients' questions, bringing value, and putting out content that they actually want to know. So when you're establishing your social media trend, and James says, you guys develop your marketing pieces for Geneva and you put them out there and you're able to post that. So for me, I actually made my first post on my personal page but it wasn't even me. It was just a client interview that I thought was great value about how one of my clients did 20 million as a realtor his 5th year in the industry. And I posted that. But typically for over the last 15 months, I've never made a post at all about how you can sign up for my coaching company, what I do. All I did is I focused on the 4 main things that people want on social media. So this is the real key points of what you want to know. You want to start with the why, like, why am I posting this? Why am I doing this? Why is this content that way? What am I trying to gain from that? But really, when you're building your brand, is you want to talk about your hobbies, your habits, your interests, and your activities. Those are the 4 things that people feel like they can connect with you, because when you really think about this, and I don't really care what anybody says about how Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff, those died. They got sued by the Department of Real Estate for $5 billion in loss. So if you're running Facebook ads, you're just wasting money. You're getting shit leads. And what I mean by that is that I've grown my entire company organically over the last little over a year. So I opened up my coaching company a little over a year ago. And I have just shy of 500 organic clients. And that's from clients all the way from West Coast to East Coast. I didn't run ads. I didn't call anybody. People have called me to fly out here. I'm in Vegas right now. I'm sitting in a hotel room doing this. I got a coaching seminar here in a couple hours. But what I did is I focused on those 4 things to build my brand. Now, what I realized is that people are going to like you or they're not going to like you. And this is the best advice I can give you for real estate. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, be yourself, be true to who you are, and you're going to develop the right audience, but you will be more successful. You're not going to be worried about kissing people's asses all day long and doing the kind of things. And I think that's the best joy that you can get out of once you start developing leads. So when you focus on those 4 things and you start building out your audience, you really need to think about this. What is my audience? So when you develop a business plan, and anything that you do in your business is a business plan, whether it's your traditional marketing, your social media, and that's what I coach on a lot, is that you have to really pick your audience. Like, what is my audience going to be? Who am I trying to capture? And within the loan industry, you guys are so focused on realtors, which I think is crazy, because realtors are starving for leads. They want everybody to do their business for them. They want you to supply them leads, or they're going to go to the next loan officer. There's no loyalty, right? So what you can do is market to consumers, get them to get leads, and then transfer the leads over to them. But also think about this. This is what, now I've taught to hundreds of loan officers, and I always get this point. And if you develop this system, you're going to actually get 2 to 5, 10, I don't know, however your pipeline is, you're going to get more consumers to reach out to you and develop leads versus having to chase down the realtor. Hey, can I take you to coffee? Can I take you to lunch? So here's what happens is, you guys are so focused on marketing to realtors and taking them to lunch and doing activities and going to all these events versus the people that actually close the loan with you. And you guys say, yes, John, I've got them. I put them in a CRM, and, I email them and I send them content, and, that's how I stay in touch. And guys, they're not reading your emails. Think about this. How many emails do you get a day that you don't even read from people that you've subscribed to, or how many emails do you unsubscribe from a day? The reason being is that nobody likes to read emails, because all you're trying to do in every email you send is you're trying to basically spam them, in a sense, to where you're just trying to sell them like, oh, here, I'm top of mind. You're not top of mind. You're annoying as shit. So knock that off. I don't send out any emails. I don't carry business cards. And everybody thinks that my process is different. But in the real reality of it, why is my company so big? Why do I fly all over the country and have the client base that I do? And why do I have the success I have? Because I'm not a robot. And in our world, we treat everybody like a robot now. We're doing, I'm going to set them up in an auto drip campaign. Fuck that, guys. Stop doing that. You have to be yourself. So when you post on social media, you guys can look me up on social media. You'll see that I don't post anything about what my company does. But what you can do is you can build out a brand to where people want to engage with you. The way that people have built their brand on social media is that they're so scared to send you a message, because automatically going to be like, okay, yeah, I can get you pre-approved. Then I can get you set with a lender. Then I can do this. And I think one of the biggest thing that people do is you guys don't onboard clients correctly. So let's say we develop a lead from social media. Now we developed our hobbies, our habits, our interests, and the things that we want to do. But what you're not doing is you're not closing them. You're automatically still going with the sell. So I developed these processes to get people in there. Like, I even tell people in this, and I'll tell you guys this, like, I own a coaching company, and this is me not selling, I don't want you to sign up because you want to try this shit out. If you want to make money and you want to learn what realtors want in their business and how to build out an audience, then you sign up. I don't need your money. Okay. It doesn't matter. I can make $100 and guess what? I would be happy because I have the quality of people that I want. So it's quality of people versus quantity. And that's the same thing that you guys need to establish for your social media platforms. Now, most people are always on Instagram's my platform. Instagram's my jam because it's fun, it's easier, it's different interacting. 99% of my clients have signed up via Facebook because that's an organic presence. So when you really talk about the social media platforms that you need to be on and what the purpose is, I'll explain those to you right now. Facebook's an organic platform. I have not posted on my business page, and I do everything on my personal page, and I haven't posted on my business page since December 25th of 2018. And what I do is I do things a little differently. So if you see this, that right there, that's 148,000 people that I've reached on my business page, not even posting on it. So I put my money where my mouth is. My stats are there. I'm not like these social media dipshits that go around teaching these classes and selling guru crap to people saying this is how you do it, or you know, writing little survey books or anything like that. This is real proof of how it works. It's being an audience and building there. So Facebook, focus on your personal page. It needs to be public. You need to be who you are. You need to be true to yourself. You need to set it up correctly. You guys have to understand that when you do this and you set it up, don't keep having that you've worked for 3 other loan companies, or that you sell at Works, or that you sell candles, wherever it is. Now you've got Instagram. Instagram's great. Instagram's a non-organic platform. You can get that to move. Your focus on Instagram. If you guys are posting videos on your post for a post, that's stupid. All I do, if Instagram was, when it was first was built, was just for photos. Now they have IGTV. So that's where you put your videos. You can put it in your stories that you have a new video, up. That's called a lead capture, guys. That's called a call to action. And that's where you're going to do it. And I saw some guy just mention that video. Yeah, that's great that you want to do fucking video, but if you don't have the right audience, you're not going to close deals. And that's what's funny. I really think is funny in this audience. And I may offend some of you guys, right? But I don't care, because I'm here to give you value so you guys can learn something today to generate leads and be better in your social media, but also be better in your business and not market like an idiot. So I don't post a lot of video. I have testimonials on my YouTube channel, which are a little bit there. But like, if video were so key and I hardly do video, why am I kicking the shit out of everybody else for conversion of leads? And my clients are doing the same thing. Video is for one purpose, because if you say video, everybody does video, and YouTube's the next platform. Video is your educational platform. That is now designated as your new website, because you can create playlists. What are the steps in the buyer process? What articles do you need? Client reviews. What is an FHA loan? What is a VA loan? What's a conventional loan? What's a jumbo loan? Those are where you create your playlist. Who are you? Like, a video should be out there. Who are you? And what I mean with video on how it really will get you time back is that the number one consumer complaint in what we do is that we don't know what's going to happen next. That's what the consumer always says. So think about how if you're advertising on Facebook, Instagram, then you've got YouTube. YouTube makes it easy because now you have a link. With that link, you can send them prior to them asking a question, because if you have clients that are constantly emailing you, what's going to happen next, what's the next process, and you send them this lengthy email and you're doing that, that is no value at all. That's not value, because now you just got fired, because then they're going to go to their next person and say, well, what was the value? What is the value? How was your loan officer? Oh shit, I had to call him every time I had a fucking question. And I say these words so you guys pay attention, because this is important. When I build out my coaching company, I don't ever have to have a client ask me a question, because I have over 240 training videos in a platform that I built that they can go to that's designed specifically for them, where they can ask questions, put out their comments and things like that. But they don't ever have to do it, and it's categorized, just like how you do it on YouTube. Mine's a private training, but it's the same concept, and they don't ever have to worry about it. So let's say you guys are onboarding somebody, and this is a brand too in social media using video, is that you guys automatically go to the sell again. All right, yeah, let's get you pre-approved. These are the documents I need. This is where it is. But there's no video about like who you are. So don't be like, hey, I'm a loan officer. They know you're a loan officer. That's why they're on the phone with you, right? It's the same thing that it's the same thing that I tell like realtors when a client calls them, they're like, hey, thank you for reaching out. What made you reach out? I'm like, and you really think you're like, dude, like I want to buy a house, idiot. That's why I called you. You're a realtor, but you're so in sales mode versus just closing mode of just knowing somebody, getting to know them and onboarding them correctly. You need to do a video about who you are, what's your hobbies, your habits, your interests, because you're going to know everything about these consumers, their credit score, like if they're in debt, if they've gone through a divorce, if they've been divorced, you're going to know. You're like a psychiatrist to these people. And so video is key for that one main function. And I see a lot of people, I'm in Arizona, and there's people out there that say, oh my God, you got to do video. And they lie. Like I had some guy, like here's an example, guys. I talk about like social media and running ads, right? I had some dude trolling on my page. If you don't know what trolling means, that guy's just a fucking hater, okay? And that's just really where it is. He's a hater. He didn't know how to do his business. He tried selling me that he knows Facebook ads. The dude only closed 1 million off Facebook ads. I got people that have doubled their business in real estate. They've gone from 5 to 10, 10 to 15. I got the guy that I coached personally that went the other day. He did 20 million in his 5th year. He'll probably do 30 million. I coach teams that do 70 to 100 million. I coach personally an LO that does 50 million, and she does it my way. She's not buying leads. She's not doing that kind of stuff. She built out the right audience. So that's what the key is in social media, is the audience. So when you start, there's some things that you guys missed as an opportunity this morning. And that's that you didn't make a post. Okay. Now let's say some of you guys made the post. Well, what was your post? Was it your hobbies, your habits, your interests? And yeah, I'm not shy, man. For Tony, I got you. I read in the comments. Yeah, I'm not shy because you know why? I don't care what people think of me. And that's what engages with people to want to have a conversation, because I want to help people. People hide behind character of all this kind of stuff. But what you guys need to really understand is that you didn't make a post this morning. So now you lost the opportunity of free marketing. We all love free stuff, right? And what I mean by free stuff is Facebook, Instagram, you build out your YouTube, LinkedIn. LinkedIn's like Craigslist now, where everybody's just a job opportunity. I can't stand LinkedIn now. I get some of the stupidest DMs in the thing going, hi, I'm this, I'm that, or hey, we have a great job opportunity. And I'm like, did you even look at my profile? Or like, you just a dipshit that just spams people and sends emails. Like, LinkedIn used to be great for business to business, but it's not that way anymore, guys. Facebook's going to be your hub. Instagram's there. Yes, they're owned by the same things, but I'm going to teach you some things that you do and you don't on both platforms. But yeah, Facebook. So you don't make a post this morning, and then all of a sudden you're losing leads, right? You're losing an opportunity to free market to clients. So the key word in anything that we do is get free leads, obtain free leads, your ROI on time. So if you guys really want to know, like today I got a busy day. Typically I don't have a crazy day, right? I have 7, maybe possibly is going to sign my 8th one-on-one coaching, but I have just shy of 470 something subscription clients as well. I work 2 hours a day, guys, because I built out the systems that I'm talking about now. So I work just a couple hours a day, and my clients are happy as can be. I answer their questions. I'm in their face. They know what I'm doing because they see my posts. They see my group. So I've got a private Facebook group on Facebook that I keep them in. And if you guys aren't using groups to capture leads like what James has, but one for a consumer, one for your realtors, keep them separate, then guess what? You guys are missing the boat. And I've been saying this, and James knows I've been talking about groups for as long as we've known each other. And I think that people that don't have groups and you think your CRM is your fucking email, you're dumb. Like, that's the dumbest thing ever, guys. Groups capture. You can control an audience. You can do whatever you want to do. They're your people. I used it when I was in title. So here's the crazy thing of how people say, oh man, this doesn't work. This is how it works. I'm not sure. I did a boot camp, and James and I had these continually ones where he would sponsor it, and I would come and I'd do these 6-week coaching sessions. In 1 year, you guys tell me how long it would take you to do this. In 1 year, I closed over 400 local realtors in Arizona to be a part of my boot camp in my group. And if they sent escrow somewhere else, I kicked them out and they didn't get my coaching. Now I opened up my own coaching company because I thought coaching was flawed, because they teach you to run ads, smile and dial, call people you don't know. So when you lead gen and you're trying to do things and you're trying to develop your business, so let's use social media. So now we've made posts, we're doing that kind of stuff. And I'm going to talk about like when you post, when you don't post, things like that. But if you're yourself on social media and you slide into somebody's direct message box and things like that, guess what? You're going to have more of an opportunity for them to start a conversation, because if you're a used car salesman and all you do is post about that you're a loan officer or real estate or whatever it is, guess what? You're not going to develop any leads, because they're not going to want to respond to you, because they know automatically the way you advertise is all you're about is closing another deal. And if you put out there on social media, this is the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my life too. Who gives a shit what number you were in the office or how much volume you closed or like, what do you want? You want a gold star and a trophy next to your name? Why don't you talk about how you helped all these clients and how exciting it was to do that? Like, I put my clients out there and I'm always like, dude, I'm so excited for them. Check this out. Like, they went from this money, from 2 million to 5 million in production. Look, they're living their best life and they don't care what people think. Like, that's the win for me. I don't post out on social media that like every month that I was employee of the month, because I'm my only employee. I don't have employees. Like, I'm it. And we all think that like it's our walking, like, look at me. And the people that are probably commenting on your shit don't have time to do business anyways. And so that's the people that are engaging with you. So when you build it out, here's what you do. Here's some common mistakes that you guys make on social media. I really want to dive into that. So these are the do nots on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. These are where you're going to kill your audience. You don't believe me? I crush it on those platforms. I get hundreds and hundreds of likes on Facebook all the time. I get thousands of likes on Instagram. I get thousands of views on my stories because I'm real and I'm raw and who I am, right? Just like you guys have probably noticed, like this guy's like unmuted and doesn't care, because I think the value is helping people, and people are always so scared to do this. So before I say this, I want you to take this analogy of this. I've got a daughter, and she's 2.5 years old, and she is sassy as all get out, and I love her to death. But when you look at it, like, she'll dress any way she wants. Like if she wants to put a dress over a princess dress, over her hair a mess, shoes not matching, and walk out of the house, she's going to do it. And what you guys do is when we get ready, we think about, like, are people going to judge us? Are they going to care what we think? You know, am I going to offend somebody today? I hope that you guys learn from this that it's okay to offend people all day long, because you're just going to get them out of your life, and they're never going to send you a deal anyway. So why not be true to yourself and have fun again, and then you'll generate more business. That's, if I can say anything from my coaching that I tell people, is I'm like, if you don't know how to have fun, you're always going to be somewhat in your business. You won't be all into your business because you're so worried about offending a realtor and saying this kind of shit and offending them, or you might say fuck, and that people don't like that. Well, guess what? I don't care. That's just how I am. I want you to pay attention to me. And that's how speakers do it. You look at Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, they said, Gary Vaynerchuk says it like every third word, because they're trying to keep you engaged on what they're trying to do, and they market to entrepreneurs. So here's are the main things that you do not do primarily on Facebook. Instagram's a different platform. I'm going to talk about that too, but Facebook. Do not go Facebook Live, okay? Facebook Live, you're not a walking talk show. No one fucking cares what you have to say anyways. That's why they develop stories, okay? Facebook Live, too, if you're talking about real estate and you don't have your branding in there, you don't have, let's say you don't have your logo, your company logo, your NMLS number, whatever it is, whatever you are to be compliant, and you're live, and typically it's like an earthquake because you're holding it by your hand and you're walking through and there's no value. Why wouldn't you just record that video to begin with, load it on Facebook organically, load it to your IGTV video on Instagram if it's correct, load it to LinkedIn if it's something of value, and then load it to YouTube. But what happens is you base your interest on one platform because they say, oh, just click the live button. That's what people want to know. You're going to get conversations. Now, I do think like Gary Vaynerchuk and those guys are right on what they do, but they market to entrepreneurs, guys. You guys are marketing to consumers, so it's the complete opposite of the mold. So Facebook is this. You have to post every single day on Facebook to be consistent. Algorithms have never changed on Facebook, but in our life, it's all about consistency, right? It's all about being consistent in what you do. Like if you're not consistently posting, why wouldn't you post on Facebook anyways on your personal page? And it's got to be public. Like if you got something to hide and you know, then delete that shit, because people are going to find out anyways, and they want to know who they're buying nowadays versus just some like weird icon of where you are. So Facebook, you got to post every day. Instagram, you want to post 3 times a week, maybe 4, but probably 3. And then what you do, here's the biggest cardinal mistake, is that you guys will share the same content, because Facebook owns Instagram, Instagram's the same, and it allows you to do that share tab, to share the stories back and forth, to share the same content back and forth. Well, I guarantee you guys have the same followers on as you have friends on Facebook, so you're knowing the shit out of your audience because they're seeing the same post. Which platform do you want them to like you on? Like if I do the same photo, I wait typically 24 hours to drop it because I want my Facebook to either go or I want my Instagram to either go. But if I drop it at the same time, I've studied this for forever, your engagement drops and your algorithms get, you know, your algorithms on your viewing audience get less and less and less. You're not going to really capture leads because it's all about the audience. Think about this. If you guys are putting out content on Facebook or Instagram, even Facebook alone, and like, I mean, what's the most liked post that you have? I know James, I know everything about him. I know Shane's his partner. He's an amazing guy. Those guys are fun as hell to hang out with. They've got their dogs, you know, they've lost a dog, you know, and they tell their story. People love James for who he is because he's more personal. Yeah, he runs a company and he's got some business posts out there because that's just what he, you know, he does. But I know everything about him. Like I know that he loves food. He's a foodie. I know that he runs on this treadmill all the time. You know, and all those kind of things. And that's important because instead of me just saying like, hey, I know James is, you know, the marketing guru for Geneva Financial, I can say, I know James about this, right? So when your clients are thinking about that, like, what are they really seeing? So if you post the same content on those platforms, it's spamming yourself. Now, video is different because that's classified as a business post. So what my ratio is that I like to do is I like to do every 5 personal posts to every 1 business post. So you guys got to chart it where you're at, because if it's 5 business to 1 personal, people are going to think you're a damn used car salesman. And that's why you're not doing it. Think about used car salesmen. They got to work all these hours. Like how many of you guys just love grinding every day and doing the hustle, right? I hustle smart. I'm smart, and I'm building out some other stuff. I'll have 1,000, 2,000 clients, hopefully here in the next year. Easily I'll get to 1,000. And when you guys figure out my subscription cost, you do the math, and I'm working a couple hours a day because I took time to build out the stuff and the platforms that I want for social media to be efficient. It's not about the hours. See, a lot of people put like, man, I worked 40, 50 hours. No, you didn't. You probably worked 6. You just did repetitive shit for 34 hours and didn't build out systems. And that's where you come for your brand. So the other things that you don't do, if you add more than 1 photo per post, that's spam. So 1 photo per post. You always want to have a photo, a motivational quote. I don't post motivational quotes on Instagram. I always do just photos. I keep my quotes up in my stories to find out which ones to post to Facebook. So there's a science to this. And the reason I always say 1 photo is because it spams yourself. Now, Instagram, yeah, you can have more photos. It does that swipe option. Facebook tried doing that. People got annoyed with it because they were trying to be too comparison to one another. So if you do that, if you add a video and a photo in the same post, that is spam. That'll kill your audience. If you have a video, make sure it's titled. What are they watching? Don't have it too long. Get to the point. Videos for me, like I had one that was longer yesterday, but it was about a guy who did 20 million. Who doesn't want as a realtor to learn how to do 20 million in production? But those are coming together things. Like I said, sharing the same stories back and forth, sharing the same content back and forth. If you post multiple times in a day, that's going to kill your algorithms. That's why they invented stories, so you can check in there. That's why it allows you to do location, tag people, put them in your stories, reshare, and that's how you generate leads. I got a whole system on how you can generate, 70 leads a week for free if you just follow my system that way. So those are some of the main things that you want to do. If you share any type of link, like, so if you say, hey, if you want to, find out what your loan is, and you just put a link on there to like your loan calculator, your app, your website, whatever you want to do, and it directs them off social media, that's spam too. It's going to kill your engagement. If you share YouTube videos from your platform where people think video, YouTube is not Facebook. Pepsi does not advertise for Coca-Cola. So you really need to understand that that is spam. So that'll kill your audience and stuff like that. So can you change your algorithms? I get that #1 question. Can you change your algorithm? Absolutely. I've got a 20-minute video in my course that changes people. It'll get a whole new viewing audience. You'll find out there's a guy that you can email. You'll find out who hasn't engaged with you for the last like 6 months. You'll be pleasantly surprised that a lot of them are your consumers or real estate friends that just don't like your shit anymore because it's annoying and you're not real and you're not raw and you're not doing the 4 things that I talk about, the hobbies, the habits, the interests, the activities, because that's what's going to capture leads. Good, bad, or indifferent. Here's what you want. You want people to talk about you. You want people to talk good about you. You want people to talk bad about you. There's no in between. There's no maybe this guy was this way, maybe this person was that way. Because what I want to do is I want to know who's in my corner and who's not in my corner. The people that talk noise, I'll just delete you. That, or I'll just keep you on my page so you just can see me kicking your ass and you're just enjoying. I'm enjoying life. Like I'm having fun. I'm in Vegas today. I'm doing the things that I want to do in my life. My kids are living their best life. My wife doesn't work. She has a great life. She's able to stay home with the kids. But that's what you think. Like I'm telling you, like where you can really develop a brand and be yourself. And that's what's important for you guys. So if you do those types of activities on social media, that's immediately why you guys aren't getting the audience and why you get 3 likes or 4 likes. One of the other big ones is you guys share from your business page to your personal and your personal page to your business page. That is also spam. That's why you get 0 engagement on that kind of stuff. I mean, I wrote a 23-page book on Facebook, but I have 40 different training videos on how to do Facebook. And I did the same thing for Instagram. So think about as you build out your brand, like, wouldn't it be cool to put in your stories, like as you build out an audience, and you put on there and you've got your computer and you take a photo of it and you say, and you say, hey, like, this is really, really cool. I'm sending out my client, a week in advance, like what to expect in an appraisal process so that they're aware of it. And I love giving my clients value. What that's going to do, it's going to strike a conversation. It's going to say, man, I want to work with this person because that's what really that you're engaging with and you're showing them. Because when you build out your social media, whether it's traditional or whatever, think about the 4 things that you have to have. You need to have your hobbies, your habits, your interests, and your activities. But the 3 main things that you need to develop are your brand. So your brand is who are you? Like, and that's where you have the 4 breakdowns of those. Like, who am I? Your brand is not that you're a loan officer. Your brand is like who you are as a person, what you like to do, because that's where you can strike conversations. Then what's your value, guys? So value is, oh my gosh, I've been in the industry a long time. I've been a loan officer for 20 years. I don't give a shit if you've been a loan officer for 20 years or a day. you're still no value unless you have systems built out. Because once the consumer has to call you for everything to get answered, there's no value in it anymore, guys. You got to understand that's why these big companies are coming in. Like Amazon's got their mortgage company, Zillow's now got their mortgage company. You know, you got Rocket Mortgage that screws people over 24/7 on some stuff. I mean, if you look at the fine print, but people go to these people for convenience because they know that there's going to be a lot of people to help them, but you don't advertise the correct way to show them, like, really, what are your systems? What are your processes? You know, what do you like to do? What's in it for me? Like, what do I get? Like, for me, like, what do you get out of coaching? I get a video, walk you through, like, what you get from me, but it's what you put in is what you get out. And the last thing is your niche. Your niche is what's going to separate you from the other 100 and plus loan officers that are watching this video right now. Because you all do loans. You're all in a room, and let's say there's 5 consumers, and they got to choose between 100 of you. Who's going to win? Who, like, in your mind, you're probably sitting there like, oh yeah, man, I do this volume, like they're going to pick me, and you know, I close all these families and I do all this shit. They don't fucking care. They just want to know who you are as a person. They want to be relatable to you. And that's really that's where like you gravitate to that kind of things. And, you know, I used to be, when I'd go into rooms and coaching, like I thought like, man, I want to win the whole audience because I want to sign, you know, the 30 people in the room, the 40 people in the room, or the 100 plus people here. I want to sign all of you because I look at this dollar sign and that's how you guys focus. Me? No, hell no. I'd rather have like 1 of you sign up versus 100 of you sign up because I want quality over quantity. I want somebody that's going to stay in it, because if 100 of you sign up, so think about this, guys. Think about how your process works. This is what was taught to me. If you have 100 clients that say sign up today, and this is your brand, right? And 99 of them quit within 3 months. Now you've got 99 people that are putting a bad taste out in other people's mouths. But let's say if I convert 5 of you and you're like, this shit is legit. This is how it works. This is fire. This is real. This is raw. I'm really learning a lot. I'm learning what realtors want. Then you're my walking marketing. And then I grow more organic, but I get quality people, because what you guys are so focused on the short term versus the long term and longevity. So you guys will close a deal and then you just go to the next, versus nurturing these people the right way. And if you're not nurturing people the right way, then they're not going to want to use you, whether it's your realtors or whether it's your consumers. That's still your brand. And how they want to know that is that's how you develop your stuff on social media to where they can have that connection. Now let's talk about like lead genning. Your stories are your avenues to create conversations. So if you're putting out content and you're saying, oh my gosh, check this out, DM me if anybody's looking to buy or sell or refi, rates are great. You need to put those conversations up in your stories. So people say, well, how do I get my clients? I put up in my stories like, hey, if you're looking to sign up for my coaching, shoot me a DM or shoot me a text. And then I put social proofs. So social proofs are like what my clients have done in production, kind of leads that they've gotten, all that kind of stuff. And that way that I'm relative to the audience. So I'm not just bullshitting somebody to just take their money. These are real measurable like components about what you can do in your business. And so it's really important because people will slide in your DMs, or they'll or they'll like it, or they'll love it. And they'll write you a message like, hey, can I have some more information? You know, and that's where you start your conversations. We used to have a lot of people to have conversations, you know, commenting back and forth, but that kind of has lost its art because there's so many cyber bullies and people that are tough behind a computer and a keyboard or a phone. And that's just not really how it's built out. So when you think about those avenues about what you're doing, you really want to understand that your stories are going to close more people than they ever have. Now you got to have a balance on your stories, guys. So you want to do about 4 to 6 a day, and you don't want to do the same ones on Instagram and the same ones on Facebook. So for Instagram example, I may do a little bit more. I check in more. Like if I'm going to put one of the same stories on Instagram and Facebook at the same time, I always like to go to the Instagram platform first, because they have better like GIFs, better emojis, better. I think their design is a little more elegant than Facebook. So then you just save it to your camera roll, and then you can reload it up there. I don't share back and forth. I reload it organically, so it looks like that, so it doesn't look like it's coming from there. And one of the other things, if you spam yourself, if you develop anything, like let's say you did a marketing piece and you put it on like a Canva, or they always say the Hootsuite, which will post all your social. If it comes from a third-party app, that's spam as well. So those things will kill you. But so for Instagram, I like to put quotes in certain things, and the ones that get me the most reactions, whether they're stupid or they're motivational, those are the ones that I know that I can post on Facebook to get more engagement. I don't ever post quotes on my platform on Instagram. I just post photos of myself, my family. You'll even notice there's nothing about like how to sign up for my coaching on Instagram either. It's all in your stories, and you want to keep it 4 to 6 a day. because you want to create conversations. So you got to have a balance. Like, let's say you guys, like, dude, if you guys want to just take a picture of your phone and screenshot me and you're like listening to this idiot all morning and put it out there, I don't care. You can do that. You can tag me too. You can put it on your social media. You can put it on Instagram. You can put it on Facebook. I'll reshare it back out there so you guys get it. I don't care. But see, that's how conversations start. So think about how you can do this, right? You want to develop leads. So you don't want to be too salesman-y, but you want to really, get there. Well, why wouldn't you put like that you're with your realtors or you're with consumers, you're helping consumers or whatever, and take a photo together and tag them in there and be like, hey, can you share that to, like I just asked you guys, see, can you share it to your, when I tag you, we share it back to your story. Now, the reason you do this, right, is let's say these people are going along the process and they're following your consumer about that they're going to buy a house, which is their biggest success, that they're going to do these kind of things, right? And then what happens is they reshare it. Well, now all their friends of friends know that you're their loan officer, and that's developing leads. So this is how you develop leads. Like I would have a balance. Like you can have 5,000 friends. So think about this. 5,000 leads is what you can develop. You don't think you can close a shit ton of loans off that? Like, you really only need a good hub of realtors, get a couple hundred of them, and that's it. Then you can develop 4,800 consumers and develop leads all day long. But it doesn't mean you have to have them. You could be very successful with 500 people. See, people think like, oh shit, I'm just going to add. And that's dumb. You need to add quality people over the quantity of people. Like I've deleted many a times. I delete people all the time on my social media because I run my algorithms to where they're not going to do that, because I want a quality audience. I just don't want people that are just going to troll. Like I'll look at realtors and I've known them for forever, but they never sent me business when I was in title. And then they never were going to sign up for my coaching because they're broke as fuck and they can't do it anyways. And they close two deals a year, but they want to act like there's some glory stamp on social media. And think about this. So if you guys want a nugget to give to your realtor industry partners, you need to tell them this. Think about how social media works. The first word in social media is social. That means to talk to somebody. With media, that means you're talking to somebody on a digital platform. So anything you look up online shows up where? On your newsfeed of things that you can purchase, things that you can buy, things that you're going to do. But if you don't do it the correct way, so this is a great nugget for you guys to bring value. Call your realtors. Tell them this one right now. And be like, hey, are you friends with other realtors on your platform? And most of them are going to say, yeah, I totally am. Why are you friends with other realtors on your platform? Well, because, referrals, and if I post something, like I've heard it all, right? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, why would you be friends with other realtors? Because now they can see your friends list, all that kind of stuff. And do you like paying friendship dues? If you got a listing, post that shit on the MLS. They can see it anyways. But why wouldn't you rather have a consumer buy it from you, from your seller, and get 6% versus another realtor bringing the buyer? Why don't you bring them both? But what they don't understand is because they look up things on social media and now they're liking other realtors' posts, they're commenting on other realtors because they're friends. Guess who's only seeing their posts? Other realtors. So when they look at their likes and you're like, dude, most of the people that are liking your shit are only realtors or commenting. That's there. Now for you guys as loan officers, you do want that, but you also want to have the balance of consumers looking at it. And that's how I market through. Like I have a ton of consumers on my platform and I have a ton of industry professionals on my platform. And I have a balance of both where I've got just regular people reaching out like about other people. But the regular people, I'll tell you what, man, I get like 3 to 5 people that reach out to me every month to like that they either need a refi or that they need a realtor or a loan officer or whatever. And they're thankful because people that I've tagged in my stories or my clients, or they see people commenting, they look to see that they're a realtor. And what happens is now they realize like, oh, they just go and they pick on the platform. And what they say that they do is they go, yeah, I just clicked on some of the realtors and I clicked out their page and I looked to see what they were. And I saw that they were nice, they were happy, they love helping people. So I just direct messaged them and I told them that I found them on your page. Happens all the time, guys. And those are free leads. And so what you really need to understand is that like, if as you're building this out, don't be so like sales pitchy on that kind of stuff. Like here's the thing. I've been talking now for almost 40 minutes, right? And I don't even tell you what I do for my coaching. I don't even tell you how you can sign up. I don't even tell you how much it costs. You guys within 40 seconds would be selling people on like how to get approved, when to do this, let me get you set up and stuff like that, versus getting to know people and really helping them along the process about what they're doing. So if you can learn anything from today, stop doing that. Like stop being so salesy on that kind of stuff. The people that produce all this volume and stuff, a lot of them, you think about ROI. So when I talk about ROI, it's not just like return on your investment for like what you spend in your business, like, helping. I understand you got to help, you got to put on events, you got to help realtors, whatever it is, but ROI on time. Like for me, like I want to be efficient. And if you do, systems that I build out, you can work less, make more money. It's a proven fact, just like I have a guy that I coach And he's developed these systems to where like we can't go from point A to point B until we onboard you. I have everything that I know about you. I get you in my private group and all that stuff. Then we'll go to here. But until that's complete, because he did it done anyways, but you guys are so quick to get them. Okay, let's get you in there because then I'm going to do this. Oh, I got to get to the next person. Oh, I got to answer this phone. Oh, I got all these people coming in. Like, think about our favorite 2-letter word in our industry is I'm busy. And that's not really the truth of the matter. It means that you're just doing the same shit over and over and you haven't built out systems of efficiency to be able to get time back. But now if you can share that with your audience, share the experience about what you're doing with them, how you can help them, how you can have fun. Like I'm having fun with my clients. I'm educating along the same way. That's your social media. That's how you build out the brand. And it is very important, you guys, to take a really good photo so people can see it. Photos are very, very, very key. Don't have a crappy one. When you screenshot stuff, make sure you crop it because nobody wants to know your battery life or your phone's about to die or what time it was or any of that stuff. But you like, if you want, go ahead, follow me. You can see the kind of content that I put out there. And it's relatable to anybody. So here's what you guys really need to understand, right? So people say, I always get this, like, does my methods work, right? Does my methods of how I build out my business work? Now, you guys are loan officers. How hard is it to get a realtor to pay for something? And then now all of you guys are laughing like, dude, he's right. Like, how hard is it to get a realtor to actually pay for something? I have just shy of 500 clients that pay me every month. And I built it out this way. So what happens with you guys when you're developing your business, and this is how mine works different than most. Yes, we all want those big home run, big teams that are going to send you all this business. But guess what? When somebody comes along and slices them a bigger check, they're going to go to them. There's no loyalty in that. When I developed my coaching company, I had somebody tell me, they were like, dude, just coach 40 clients, charge them a little over $1,000 a month, you're making $500,000 a year. Okay. And I said, I don't want to do that. Like, because then I got to work 40 hours a week. That's just not my jam. I want to hang out with my family. I want to travel. I want to have fun. I want to do the things that I want to do in my life. And so what I developed, so guys, this is what my coaching platform is built on. I focus on the 90% of realtors that struggle, that want to get to the top 10%. And I vet them. I've turned away probably 10 to 15 up. That's where you guys can develop to get time back. So I told you the amount of clients that I have. And what I built out is I've got a Facebook private group and I get them all so all of them can join there. Not everybody goes in there, but I have a group. I'll do live training. I'm probably going to do a live training today. So if you guys sign up, I'm going to teach you guys how to generate leads like nonstop in an iBuyer market and how to beat the iBuyer, like Rocket Mortgage and all that kind of stuff. So I put them in there and they're able to have conversations. They can ask me any question they want and I'll answer it for them. But a lot of times my other realtors or my lenders or, even some title people that are in it, they'll respond and they'll go, yeah, like this is what I did. This is what I did. This is how I generate leads. They share content. It's a great community. So what I mean by a community is where Facebook says, oh, it's community. I've been saying that for forever. These people are in it to help each other and develop that. But the other thing that they have that I built in my coaching system is that I have a training portal that has 240 plus videos that walk them through step-by-step how to do everything. I even got one on you guys for like mortgages, how to close people. But I teach you how to build out Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, how to do an open house, how to market your just sold, how to market your listing, how to pre-market it, how to pull your head out of your ass and do business, like how to do calendar efficiency, how to onboard clients, all those kind of things, like how to get little tips back and tricks on how you can do your business, because that's the lost art. So when I studied real estate coaching, like the Tom Ferrys of the world and stuff like that, or whatever it was, don't discredit to any of them, but that's why our industry's screwed up, because they get on this phone and these people are paying these thousands of dollars and they're like, oh yeah, so you need to go do this, 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 and this. And they're just telling you, go do this, this, and this. But the person on the other line doesn't even know how to fucking do it. They don't know, hey, you got to hit this button will do this. This button will do this. You need to set up your page this way. This is why you post this way. This is why you do it. Like for everybody that says like, hey man, I need Zillow reviews. Like for realtors, that's the dumbest thing ever. Zillow is your competitor and you're still like, here's what I think. If you're so good at your job, you should never have to buy leads. I tell people all that. Like the way that we advertise, like realtors and all that stuff, we're always saying on social media, like if you're as good as you say at your job, you should never have to buy a lead. I haven't bought a lead because I'm that fucking good, people. And I believe in myself just like you guys should every day. You should wake up in the mirror and look at yourself and be like, I'm that good. I'm going to bring value. I love helping people. My passion is I love helping. Yeah, so I'm looking for Facebook groups. Here's a question. What do we have here? Let me answer this. I'm looking for Facebook group. Where are they listed? Well, here's the thing, Jesse, you can't be a part of my Facebook group unless you're a client of mine. You got to pay me first. See, that's closing somebody. That's not selling you but you don't even know what the cost is yet. See, that's the huge difference. You can't get into my group unless you're a paying client about what you're wanting to do. And if you guys think this is a cool interview, you should see how I coach and really walk you through some stuff. So here's what I'll do, because I love James, and I know we only have a short amount of time, so I'm gonna hurry. I'm gonna jam to this. Okay, so you guys understand what you get in my coaching. You get all this. Even my coaching has an app to where you can watch it from your phone, listen to your Bluetooth, and walk in through there, right? And so yeah, and so you looked it up, and so they're looking at you guys are looking me up. So I think it's great that you guys are looking me up. I'm getting a shit ton of friend requests, things like that. You know why? Because you're stalking me, because maybe you like what I do. So what I did is, here's how you develop leads. There's 100 and something people on this thing, and I may only get 20 people that send me a friend request, but guess what those are called? Those are leads. Now you're either going to sign up, or you're just going to troll me for a little bit and then eventually sign up. But if you don't like my stuff and you don't sign up eventually, I'm going to delete you, because I want people on there that want to be a part of what I'm doing. You should have the same mindset about what you do when you build out your social media and your content, because you guys just put people on there thinking that one day they're going to buy and sell with you. You need to have business that can lead gen for you. And just because somebody didn't close a loan with you, some of these people on your platform are your biggest fans, and they'll send you referrals all day long. So here's where it is, guys. And James can post this too. He's got my cell phone number, and I'll text him the link so he can put it into the group. If you want to sign up for my coaching, I don't do contracts. Like, I think contracts are dumb. I just do 30 days notice of cancellation on how that works, because I know you guys are going to ask. So yeah, there's no contract. I'll give it to you guys just because James is here. This is what's crazy. You get all that content. Now you can't call me. You can't text me, because that's for my individual clients. I do consultations every once in a while for people, but you can ask anything you want in the group and I'll answer it for you. So it's just the same thing. I'm just saving you money. So you can get all that coaching, everything you want. You get access to realtors and really find out, like, so you can bring value to your other real estate partners. Like, why wouldn't you be part of something that they really like? Your goal is realtors, and now that you can go bring value and understand what they really want versus what you think they want. And I'll give it to you guys for $100 a month. So it's $100 a month. All you need to do, and I'll put it in the notes here and for the chat, but my phone number is 602-540-2578. So if you text me your name, I'll send you back a link. It's a reoccurring payment on PayPal, or you can use a credit card. Remember, the email that you register with is the one that everything's going to go to. So you're going to get 3 emails. You're going to get one email that's an onboarding email that shows you how to do everything. And then the other 2 are access to your training portal and how to do stuff. And like I said, what I have today, I know how to close people. Obviously, I do that. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of realtors in my program that just, and I have thousands of success stories. And I think that's where our lost art is that nobody knows how to build out an organic presence. We're all scrambling on that, what it is. And when people always said, man, that's crazy to do the price that I did it at. So this is what I want you guys, if you wholeheartedly can embrace this, it'll help you better for posting on social media. It'll help you better on anything that you're trying to do. But the reason I factored that price on that is if I help thousands, I'm going to make a lot of money. But the other thing that I want to do is I want to keep people in the business. I want, like, if you can develop 1 deal a month or 5 deals a year, it easily pays for the cost. Where all these other coaching platforms, they'll charge you $100 just to post on your social media for you. And that's spam too. You can't have that. And I want to help people from point A to point B. What you put in is what you get out. And if you're consistent and you do it, then that's really what you guys are going to develop. And that's why I only talk just a little bit about what I do and how to sign up, because I want you guys to really understand that if you have the right mindset and you don't care what people do, but you trust in the value that you bring, that is really what's going to develop to where you're going to go from this level to this level. And you're going to have conversations with people you never thought that you would. You're going to have people that are going to reach out they're like, hey man, I've been watching you for a while. You're going to get those conversations where you probably haven't before. And they might not have a great credit score, but if you help them and you have systems built out, because people always say, look, I don't want leads that have shitty credit. Of course we don't. I get that. But if you help these people and they buy their dream home, or let's say you just helped them for 6 months and they don't get there, they're going to be your biggest advocate, guys, because they're going to be like, dude, this is my loan officer. Like, we didn't get like the deal closed, but you know what? They helped me and they guide me. I'll refer you anywhere you can. And I have a thing about onboarding, about like what you guys get for referrals that you're getting from people, and it sucks on that aspect as well. And I mean, it's the mindset, and that's why, like, like I have a really, a buddy of mine, his name's Bradley. If you guys are on Instagram, go follow him. His name's Bradley, the real Bradley, Bradlea. He's guy's a stud. If you want to follow another guy that's a top entrepreneur, his name's John Gafford. Those guys help mentor me, and they've helped me so much. And yeah, so like I'm in Vegas right now. Brad just got back from the Bahamas. Like, but I've been in his stories. I've been there. I'm moving my platform over to his. Great guys. They say it how it is. They're real. They're raw. But they're super, super, super successful because they just listen to their audience versus just putting out shit that nobody wants, right? And I think that's important. So I can end it on that, man. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time.
Hey, John, I got a real quick question for you.
Yes.
So to piggyback on exactly what you just mentioned, I kind of want to weigh in on, you know, there's a lot to think about when you guys are posting on your social and planning out your content. If you work for Geneva, we hand deliver your content to your email inbox. We tell you what to write. We give you that stuff, and it's more stuff that's interesting to the consumer.
Right.
But to make it simple for yourselves, just think about, and the number one rule in branding is the customer is always the hero of your brand story, not you. So if you're not making the consumer the hero of the story, then your post is off. So my question to you, John, and it's very timely, is what are your thoughts on people weighing in with their opinion on the ugly side of politics or religion and those fights?
Yeah.
How do you feel about people doing that when they're trying to build a business?
Yeah, I mean, I have that in my book, you know, my book that I wrote. And everybody's entitled to their opinion, but here's the answer. You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah, I do.
No one fucking cares. No one cares.
Right.
Like your one vote is not going to change the outcome of the world. Your opinion on somebody. And here's my thought process on people that talk a lot of politics or have opinions on a lot of this. And I don't mean to offend anybody. And hopefully if I do today, and some of you do this, like this is why you do it, because you're not happy with yourself. What you're doing is you're deflecting from your own bullshit, and you want to have an opinion, and you want to have this circle jerk of a conversation about stuff that really doesn't matter. Then at the end of the day, the way you advertise, and like, so all your platforms need to be public. But at the end of the day, when these consumers come to research you, and this realtor says, hey man, this is who I want, you know, this is who I want to recommend. And they go and because people research you now, and you post like an idiot like that. So yeah, that's great. I'm glad you brought that up. So that's why I always say the content needs to just be those top 4, and your activities and your interests are not political. You know what I'm saying? Or religious. I mean, everybody's got their own way of life. And I don't know if James shared a story, because James knows a lot about like who I am and what I went through. So if you look me up on social media, here's who I am, guys. I have a beautiful wife. I've got 3 kids. I've got a 9-year-old, I've got a 2.5-year-old, and I've got a 1-year-old son. But what you don't understand is my 9-year-old, I've had full custody of her since she was 3. So for you guys that make excuses that you can't get your shit together, my daughter had no choice. And it's to be dealt the cards that she has, but she's a straight A student. She's happier than she's ever been. For me, like it was just thrown in me one day, like her mom sucks. She hasn't seen her in years and years and years, but she's a good kid. And I think it's because I lead by example, you know, like I say it how it is. She's not going to be like me. She's always like, Daddy, I can't do that. But she's a good kid. And, you know, she takes out the trash. She does everything. And here's one thing that she taught me with you guys in your business. We don't lay out clear expectations. And so now I want to tell you a little bit about me, is that this is great. And this is for parenting. Like if your kids are assholes, they're assholes because you allow them to be, right? And if people are jerks around you, they're just jerks around you, right? Like you just allow it. And so one day I came home, and we do this. We carry a lot of our burden of our work, and we bring it home with us. We got to learn to debrief, let that shit, leave it at the door. So I come home, it's a frustrating day. And my daughter hasn't taken the trash out, and that's her chore. I go, Macy, you didn't take the trash out. And you know, it's like 5, 6 o'clock. And you know what? She looked at me. She goes, Dad, you said I had to take it out today. Today's not over. So then what we don't realize is even in our business plan, we don't lay out clear expectations. Like if you're bringing value to your clients, like the catch line is, hey, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. No, you need to have a call to action like, hey, when you read this email, please respond. Because then now you've got a follow-up, and you've got a system that you can build out to have that connection. And the way that we're taught in our industry is, man, let you be the liaison, you be the liaison. No, if you have it to where they've watched your training videos, watch what you've done, because I can see that in my coaching, then you have accountability to where you can go back to your client and say, hey, you didn't watch this video because you never responded to my email, and I followed up with you 3 different times. So for you to screw up and not give me all the documents and say we're late, that's on you. So now there's no blame game anymore. That makes sense? I need one of those hoodies, bro.
All right. Send it your way. Forget to be a good human one.
I like that, man. I like that. That's
hot.
what I love to do. But guys, thank you so much for your time. James, you're a rock star. I love what you're doing out there. I love what you're doing for the loan officer community. I think it's about time somebody steps up to help people to do it the right way. If you guys don't know James, you're not with this company. I've known James for a long time. I don't sway anybody any which direction. I think every company's great at whether you do it. But James's story is incredible. Left corporate world, left stuff. He believed in himself is what happened, guys. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that we really need to focus on believing in ourselves and not focus on the opinions of others. So
I really appreciate today. That was amazing. Really good value. I'm sure I'll get a lot of emails and calls, so I'll be sending people your way.
yep, just shoot him my number.
And we'll probably be doing a part 2 on this, a little more advanced stuff. So I'll connect with you, John, on doing that. You're going to bring great value to this group.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let us know what questions you have.
All right.
Thanks, John.
All right. Thank you, man. Have a good day.
You too.